to today, when Athletic Centre is its home, the most prestigious venue in Sydney, one can feel the true magnitude and density of the change that has taken place over the years. Boishakhi Mela is no more just a mere cultural event per se. It is indeed a showcase of achievements which Bengali community has attained over the years. Students, professionals, men and women, children, fathers, grandfathers, mothers and grandmothers from Bangladesh have become part of the multicultural Australian society, of a true mosaic of very different cultural backgrounds which reflect the process of globalization across the continents. Today in our celebration we have with us our well-wishers who represent federal and state politics, corporate bodies, whose support we have through thick and thin, rain or shine. We are extremely happy today to have our guests of honor with us this evening. Present here are Mr. Craig Gilliver, Public Events Manager SOPA, representing Mr. Aaron Marsh, CEO Sydney Olympic Park Authority. Mr. Mandy Wicks, SBS Network Manager, Audio and Language Content. Professor A.K. Ajad Chaudhary, Chairman, University Grants Commission, Bangladesh, recipient Bangabandhu Award 2012. The Honorable Barbara Perry, State MP for Auburn. Honorable Robert Rolo, Member from the Kimba, Shadow Minister for Communities and Citizenship, representing Honorable John Robertson, Leader of the Opposition, New South Wales Parliament. The Honourable Dr. Jeff Lee, Member for Parramatta, representing New South Wales Premier. Honourable Michelle Rowland, Federal Member for Greenaway. The Honourable Laurie Ferguson, Federal Member for Wadiyua. Honourable Julia Owen, Federal Member for Parramatta, representing the Prime Minister of Australia. And Honourable Senator Kate Lundy, Parliamentary Secretary for Immigration and Citizenship. And the Honourable Peter Gareth, Federal Minister for School, Education, Early Childhood and Youth. And His Excellency Lieutenant General Masudduddin Chaudhary, the High Commissioner of the People's Republic of Bangladesh to Australia. These are our guests. Would you mind welcoming our guests this evening? Thank you. May I now request Mr. Tushar Roy, General Secretary of Bangabandhu Council, to welcome our guests on behalf of the organization. Thank you.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Shubha Navabarsha. We are delighted to announce that I hope I impressed you with my cricket skills. Good evening again. We are delighted to announce that we have the kind presence of some important guests, including state and federal MPs, ministers, High Commissioner and media officials. We also have representations from Prime Minister and New South Wales Premier. We are very pleased to have them with us in this festival again this year. You will understand, to organize such a festival at this size and variety by a developing community, we need help, support, cooperation and participation from various levels of the community leaders and representatives. You will be happy to know that we have always received overwhelming and spontaneous responses from our leaders and representatives. On behalf of the Bangabandi Council Australia and the Bengali community, I express our sincere thanks and gratitude for your support. We hope this support will continue to grow stronger in the future years. Thank you again, our important guests, for being us this evening. We will hear their messages and words of support in a moment, but I will hand this mic back to Dr. Badrul Alam Khan to host and welcome the guests. Thank you.
May I now request Mr. Craig Jennifer, Public Events Manager, Sydney Olympic Park Authority. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. My name is Craig Jennifer. I am the Public Event Manager at Sydney Olympic Park, and I'm here representing our CEO, Alan Marsh, who sends his apologies. Unfortunately, Alan can't be with us this afternoon. But he does send this message to the distinguished guests, Mr. President, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the Sydney Olympic Park Authority, I'm pleased to welcome Boishakhi Mela to the Sydney Olympic Park Athletic Centre for the 7th year. And note that it is the 20th anniversary of the Boishakhi Mela in Sydney. Congratulations to the community and the committee for such a sterling effort in realising such a large and complex event. The park has hosted many events since the famous Sydney Olympics of 2000, and now beyond our 11th year since, we've become a vibrant place of celebration for the people of Sydney and the rest of Australia. Boishakhi Mela reflects a vibrant culture that we enjoy in Sydney, with people from many lands who have decided to settle here and make Australia their home. Your festival has grown from humble beginnings and is now a major feature of our events calendar. One that we are pleased to host and which continues to make an outstanding contribution to the multicultural mosaic that makes up the Australian community. On behalf of the authority, I wish the organisers of the 2012 Boishakhi Mela every success and look forward to many successful festivals in the future here at the park. And Shuvo Navu Basho. Thank you.
May I now request Mandy Wicks, Network Manager, Audio and Language Content, SBS.
Good evening, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. It really gives me great pleasure to be here tonight and to represent SBS at this wonderful event. So much colour and celebration and fun. SBS is the world's most multilingual broadcaster. We have 68 different language programs on our radio schedule, and we are proud that Bangla is one of them. Our overall purpose is to provide multilingual and multicultural radio and television services that inform, educate and entertain all Australians, and in doing so reflect Australia's multicultural society. Our aim is to create a cohesive society by increasing awareness and understanding of all the diverse cultures that shape Australia today. And the rich culture and heritage of Bangladesh is obviously one of them. With radio, our focus is to provide balanced and impartial
Organisers of the 2012 Boishakhi Mela every success and look forward to many successful festivals in the future here at the park. And Shuvo Navu Basho. Thank you.
May I now request Mandy Wicks, Network Manager, Audio and Language Content, SBS.
Good evening, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. It really gives me great pleasure to be here tonight and to represent SBS at this wonderful event. So much colour and celebration and fun. SBS is the world's most multilingual broadcaster. We have 68 different language programs on our radio schedule, and we are proud that Bangla is one of them. Our overall purpose is to provide multilingual and multicultural radio and television services that inform, educate and entertain all Australians, and in doing so reflect Australia's multicultural society. Our aim is to create a cohesive society by increasing awareness, understanding of all the diverse cultures that shape Australia today. And the rich culture and heritage of Bangladesh is obviously one of them. With radio, our focus is to provide balanced and impartial Australian and international news and information in your language. We tell stories, and we provide information about the country in which we all live, Australia, while celebrating who you are and your magnificent culture. And of course, I do invite you to listen to the Bangla program, which is on Mondays at 4. The frequency is 97.9 on the FM band. So we're genuinely thrilled that SBS is represented at this event today. It's one of the most significant community and cultural events in Australia. SBS has a stall which is just over there, and we do hope that you come over and say hello during the next few hours. So lastly, on behalf of SBS, I would like to wish you all a very happy New Year. Shuvu Nobobosho.
May I now request Honourable Robert Furolu, Member for Lakemba.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Can I first of all acknowledge the traditional owners of the land that we're meeting on, and to pay my respects to their ancestors, both past and present. And can I also acknowledge my parliamentary colleagues, both federal and state, who have joined us here today, and acknowledge the executive of the Bangaboo Council of Australia, particularly the President, Sheikh Haq, and the General Secretary, Tushar Roy, all the members of the Executive Committee, the volunteers, and all the people who have helped to put on this event this afternoon. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm very proud, very pleased to join with you today in my capacity as the Shadow Minister for Citizenship and Communities, but particularly as the member for Lakemba, representing one of the most diverse communities in Sydney, and a community which is home to thousands of people from Bangladesh. I'm also very pleased to be representing the Leader of the Opposition and all of my Labor parliamentary colleagues in the New South Wales Parliament, and we bring to you our best wishes for a very successful and enjoyable New Year celebration. The Bengali people in Sydney, the Bangabandhu Council of Australia, and organisations like this are pulling their weight in our community. They are doing all that is asked of them from the people of Australia. You're active in your schools, you're active in your community, you're supporting the local area, and events like this are a chance to showcase your wonderful history and culture. On behalf of the Opposition Leader, John Robertson, I bring to you congratulations and best wishes for today's celebration. And I join with all of my friends here in wishing you a Happy New Year. Shuvo Nabo Basha. Well done.
I have the pleasure to request now Honourable Dr. Jeff Lee, Member for Parramatta, representing New South Wales Premier.
Well, good evening, and firstly I'd like to acknowledge the President, General Secretary and all the Council members on the Bangabandhu Council of Australia. Also I'd like to acknowledge Lieutenant General Chowdhury, High Commissioner Bangladesh, my state and federal colleagues, parliamentary colleagues, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, it is certainly a privilege to be part of your celebrations tonight. And I join in your celebration for a Happy New Year, and it is a pleasure to represent the Premier, Barry O'Farrell, tonight at this event. And he sends his best wishes for you today, and I've got a message that I'm going to read out a little bit later on. But Can I start by saying that one of the greatest strengths that New South Wales has is its people. The people from right around the world that have chosen Australia to make its home. In my electorate of Parramatta, we have many people from many different nations that have called Australia home, and many of those people are Bengali people. And I think they share to the rich tapestry that makes Parramatta a unique place to live. And one of those places that you may know is the Spice of Life, owned by a Bangladeshi man, and we often go there, and in fact it is the biggest restaurant in Harris Park, so I'd encourage you all to go there and support Harris Park as that community. I'd also like to congratulate Professor Chowdhury on his award today. It's excellent to see someone for his contribution to higher education and dedication to freedom and democracy, and it's a well-deserved recognition of your lifetime's work. So well done, Professor. The Premier Barry O'Farrell sent a short message which he asked me to read out for you, if I can, and take it just a minute or two. It starts by, it gives me great pleasure to wish the Bangarra Bandhu Council of Australia all the best for the upcoming Boishakhi Mela, the 20th Bengali New Year Festival. It has been a pleasure to watch the festival grow over the last 20 years from its humble beginnings at Burwood Girls High School to its current home at Sydney Olympic Park, necessary to accommodate the 15,000 strong crowd. Today, Boishakhi Mela is one of the most eagerly anticipated social events in the state's social calendar. It is a day of food, fun, festivities and fireworks. A joyous heraldry of the Bengali New Year that every citizen can enjoy. The festival encourages the Bengali speaking and the wider community to come together to share the unique Bengali culture and traditions. I wish the Bandhu Council Australia and the New South Wales Bengali community all the best and a wonderful, prosperous 1490. Shovu Nobu Bashi. Can I just finish by congratulating the Council for its fantastic work. Events like these don't come by accident. There's lots of hard work, not only by the committee members, but certainly a lot of volunteers that put together. And I personally wish everybody a happy New Year. Thank you.
I now request Honourable Michelle Rowland, Federal Member for Greenway.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is an absolute privilege to join with you here today to celebrate the 20th anniversary of this wonderful festival and to usher in the Bengali New Year. I would like to say that over the past 18 months there are three things that have struck me in particular about the Bangladeshi community in Australia. The first is that I've had the pleasure of learning about Sheikh Mujibur Rahman and the father of a friend of Bangladesh, and what a fantastic achievement he has set for the world in leading independence. The second is that I've had the pleasure of meeting on visiting parliamentary delegations many members of your government, and how progressive and focused on social issues those people have been. And the third is the appreciation of the Bangladeshi community of the importance of action on climate change, because as we know, there are so many millions of Bangladeshis who are directly affected by climate change. So I'd just like to place on record those three things that have been very important to me in learning about your people and your culture over the past 18 months. I would like to mention some of the special guests we have in today, and particularly the President, Mr. Sheikh Hawk, and the General Secretary, Mr. Tushar Roy, and my parliamentary colleagues, Minister Garrett, Julie Owens and Laurie Ferguson, Robert Furlow, Barbara Perry and Jeff Lee. And it is fantastic to see such a great turnout here today, which highlights the strength of the Bangladeshi community here in Sydney, and indeed the strength of multiculturalism in this country. It is a tribute to your council that 20 years ago this festival attracted around 200 people to Burwood Girls High School, and today it's over 15,000. It is indeed a testament to the great work of the Bungabantu Council and to the wider community. I feel very strongly about multiculturalism and the role it plays in our society, myself coming from a culturally diverse background, and I, along with my parliamentary colleagues, indeed recognise the great benefits of multiculturalism. Without the Bangladeshi population in Australia, we would indeed lose an aspect of our multicultural identity and the great contributions you make to our landscape. The Bangladeshi community in Australia is an extremely active one, with many Bangladeshi Australians greatly contributing in a variety of fields including sport, academia, business, health, engineering and information technology. I have greatly enjoyed working with the Bangladeshi community in my electorate at Greenway and with the Bangladeshi Council in the past, and I look forward to working together in the future. So thank you for putting on an excellent event, and I wish you all a very happy New Year. Thank you.
I now have the pleasure to invite the Honourable Laurie Ferguson, Federal Member for Warrior.
Professor A.K. Azad Chowdhury, the High Commissioner, Lieutenant General Udin Chowdhury, my many parliamentary colleagues whose presence here indicates the sense they have of importance of this event. There are many speakers, so I'll try and be brief, but as the Chairman of the Federal Parliamentary Bangladeshi Friendship Group, as a person representing the most Bangladeshis in the Federal Parliament, it's great to be here again at the Mela. We see behind us on occasions photographs of the President Rahman, and in this period, of course, we have two important celebrations. Not only do we have the 20th year of the Mela, but many of us will soon be in attendance at celebrations around the 150th anniversary of the birth of Rabindranath Tagore. And it's worth remembering when we have the Mela how important that is with Bengali culture, that the East Pakistanis banned its celebration, that it was Tagore's poetry was banned, which actually welcomed in the Mela each year. So, as I say, in this city where the Bengalis and the Bangladeshis in general have such a strong presence, it is indeed an important year to have both this celebration, the annual renewal, the New Year, and Tagore's celebration. As a person who is so important to in Bengali culture, but is also in winning the Nobel Prize in the early 20th century, bridged East and West in this world. Thanks for the opportunity to be again part of this Mela.
May I now request Honourable Julia Owen, Federal Member for Parramatta, representing the Prime Minister of Australia, and Senator Kate Lundy, Parliamentary Secretary for Immigration and Citizenship.
Shuvo Nabo Basham. Can I acknowledge Sheikh Hawke, the President, Mr. Tushar Roy, the General Secretary, and all the committee members of Bangabandhu Council of Australia, Lieutenant General Chowdhury, High Commissioner for the People's Republic of Bangladesh, my parliamentary colleagues, distinguished guests, and of course, Bengali Australians. Let me begin by acknowledging and paying my respects to the traditional owners of the land on which we meet today, the Wongal clan of the Darug language group, and thank them for their continuing contributions to the Sydney community. As the local member for Parramatta, I've thoroughly enjoyed coming along each year to Boishakhi Mela. In fact, this is my 7th year, and I was here at Olympic Park last year with you. And I'm proud today to be representing the Prime Minister and the recently appointed Minister for Multicultural Affairs, Senator Kate Lundy. Senator Lundy's appointment recognises the importance of multiculturalism to Australia's identity by declaring it a portfolio in its own right. It makes the statement that multiculturalism is not an add-on in Australia, it's well and truly central to who we are. Bengali migrants have contributed significantly to Australian society and continue to do so. As a community, we have a higher than average rate of educational qualifications, and most have come to Australia with recognition. Shuvo Nabo Basham. Can I acknowledge Sheikh Hawke, the President, Mr. Tushar Roy, the General Secretary, and all the committee members of Bangabandhu Council of Australia, Lieutenant General Chowdhury, High Commissioner for the People's Republic of Bangladesh, my parliamentary colleagues, distinguished guests, and of course, Bengali Australians. Let me begin by acknowledging and paying my respects to the traditional owners of the land on which we meet today, the Wongal clan of the Darug language group, and thank them for their continuing contributions to the Sydney community. As the local member for Parramatta, I've thoroughly enjoyed coming along each year to Boishakhi Mela. In fact, this is my 7th year, and I was here at Olympic Park last year with you. And I'm proud today to be representing the Prime Minister and the recently appointed Minister for Multicultural Affairs, Senator Kate Lundy. Senator Lundy's appointment recognises the importance of multiculturalism to Australia's identity by declaring it a portfolio in its own right. It makes the statement that multiculturalism is not an add-on in Australia, it's well and truly central to who we are. Bengali migrants have contributed significantly to Australian society and continue to do so. As a community, we have a higher than average rate of educational qualifications, and most have come to Australia with recognised skills to contribute. And I'm proud to say that Australia was the first Western country to recognise an independent Bangladesh in 1971. So the two countries, Australia and Bangladesh, are bound together by a history, but also by the presence within us of such a strong and viable Bengali community. And when I'm in my electorate, I see up close and personal the extraordinary contribution that the Bengali community makes in many ways, but I'm going to say in the fashion sense as well. I promised last year I would wear the sari, so I am today. I promised next year I did buy a Bengali one of those beautiful transparent cotton ones, but when I put it on you could see my tummy. So I chickened out. But I've been watching the way you're wearing them. I noticed that some of you just fold it a bit so that it disguises the tummy. So next year, Bengali sari. Every year a step up. Every year a step up. Can I congratulate the Bangabandhu Council for organising this extraordinary event. It's been going for 20 years, and every year I come, it's better and more fabulous and more confident than the year before. And it's incredibly important to us as Australians. It demonstrates that language can be an extraordinary unifying factor. And I know for the Bengalis in particular, in Bangladesh, language is incredibly important because people died for the right to speak it. But for your children here today, taking a culture that they probably experience at home, it demonstrates that Bengali culture is not something that belongs in a country far away or behind the doors of their homes. It's something that belongs in the very fabric of Australia here in this wonderful event that we're holding today. So thank you very much for letting me join you every year. Thank you very much for opening a tiny window so that I can see into the wonderful cultural traditions that you've brought to this country of ours. And I look forward next year, not showing my tummy, but in a proper Bengali sari. Thank you.
May I now request Honourable Peter Garnett, Federal Minister for School, Education, Early Childhood and Youth, to come and speak.
Can I too say on behalf of the Prime Minister, Julia Gillard, congratulations to the Bengali community for this fantastic celebration of New Year, a recognition of the richness of your culture and the great contribution that you make to Australia. And I too, like the other representatives at federal and state level, am very pleased to be able to join you tonight. And to the High Commissioner, to Vice-Chancellor Chowdhury, to Sheikh Hawke and other distinguished guests, to my federal parliamentary colleagues, Julie Owens, who's just spoken to you, Michelle Rowlands, Laurie Ferguson, and to my state colleagues, we very much enjoy coming and spending time with you tonight because we know what a special night it is. A couple of things to leave you with. The first is that we now have over 40 years of constructive diplomatic relations between Australia and Bangladesh, and as you've previously heard, relations that began with Australia recognising the new nation as it emerged. And I'm very proud to be a part of a Labor government that believes that this relationship is very important. The second thing to say is that we are increasing our support in aid and development. We will see an increase over the next 6 years, which is a significant increase, nearly doubling what we've spent previously. And I'm especially pleased to see organisations like UNICEF and in Bangladesh, BRAC, receiving that support from Australia to help people in Bangladesh in aid and development. And the final thing is that we are seeing increasing people-to-people contacts. We have family members that come and go. We have students that visit, students that learn here and then go back to teach. And as the Minister for Education, I understand how important it is that our young people continue to get the knowledge that they need to fulfil their capacities, and that we can share our expertise with students from Bangladesh as well. So thank you for having us. It's an absolutely fantastic night. I'm delighted I could come and attend, and I wish you all the very best. Good night.
The pleasure to request His Excellency Lieutenant General Boishakhi Chaudhry, the High Commissioner of the People's Republic of Bangladesh to Australia, to come and speak.
President, Bangabandhu Council Australia, General Secretary and all the members of the Executive Committee, ladies, gentlemen and the children present here tonight, Shubho Navabarsho. May I acknowledge the presence of the distinguished guest that we have on this stage today, Professor Dr. A.K. Azad Chaudhry, Chairman, University Grant Commission, Bangladesh. Professor Chaudhry, congratulations on being conferred the Bangabandhu Award by Bangabandhu Council Australia, and thank you so much for coming here. Minister Peter Garrett, Minister, thank you so very much for coming and joining us and giving us encouragement. Honorable Julie Owens, Federal Member of Parliament representing the Prime Minister, and Minister for Parliamentary Affairs, Senator Kate Landy. And Julie, I must tell you, you are looking wonderful. Honorable Laurie Ferguson, Federal Member of Parliament and Chair of the Australia-Bangladesh Parliamentary Friendship Group. Very ardent supporter of the Bangladesh community here in Australia. Laurie, thank you. Honorable Michelle Rowland, Federal Member of the Parliament. Honorable Dr. Geoffrey, representing the Premier of New South Wales. Robert Farolo, Shadow Minister for Communities and Citizenship, representing Leader of Opposition of NSW. Honorable Barbara Perry, Member of Parliament. Craig Gillibert, representing CEO, Sydney Olympic Park Authority. And Ms. Mandy Wicks, Network Manager,
beautiful dance. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome, we would have a singer because we're... Show Boishakhi on the stage, please. Thank you.
ওয়ান্ডারফুল। একটা কাজ করতে পারবেন, আজকে সিডনি অলিম্পিক গ্রাউন্ডের মাটিটা ভাঙিয়ে দিতে পারবেন না এটা? ওয়ান্ডারফুল, লেটস গো।
ওপারে থাকবো আমি, তুমি রইবে পারে, শুধু আমার দু চোখ ভরে দেখবো তোমারে। ওপারে থাকবো আমি, তুমি রইবে পারে, শুধু আমার দু চোখ ভরে দেখবো তোমারে। ওই হাততালি। চন্দন ওই রাঙা চেলিয়ার ফুলো রাখি বন্ধন। পড়বে যখন মালার চন্দন ওই রাঙা চেলিয়ার ফুলো রাখি বন্ধন। মিলন রাতের প্রদীপ হয়ে আমি জ্বলবো বাসরে। ওপারে থাকবো আমি, তুমি রইবে পারে, শুধু আমার দু চোখ ভরে দেখবো তোমারে। মন্ত্রে যখন এক হবে দুটি মন, এক শুভ দৃষ্টিতে মিলে যাবে দু নয়ন। মন্ত্রে যখন এক হবে দুটি মন, এক শুভ দৃষ্টিতে মিলে যাবে দু নয়ন। ভালো লাগার আবেশ হয়ে আমি থাকবো অন্তরে। উঠবে যখন চৈত্র দিনের ফুল, আর সোহাগের নদী ভেঙে যাবে তার কুল। উঠবে যখন চৈত্র দিনের ফুল, আর সোহাগের নদী ভেঙে যাবে তার কুল। তখন আমি গানের পাখি হব দূর আকাশ পারে। ওপারে থাকবো আমি, তুমি রইবে পারে, শুধু আমার দু চোখ ভরে দেখবো তোমারে। ওপারে থাকবো আমি, তুমি রইবে পারে, শুধু আমার দু চোখ ভরে দেখবো তোমারে, দেখবো তোমারে। Thank you. Next year.
across the coast to sun. There is still a light to serve my soul. Send me an angel.
এই দুনিয়াটা একটা গোলাকার খাঁচা, ঘুরপাক খায় আর ঘুরপাক খায়।
মোর বিজয়ের কেতন উড়াও শূন্যে, হে প্রবল প্রাণ ধুলিরে ধন্য করো করুণার পুণ্যে, হে কোমল প্রাণ।
হাজার বছর ধরে আমি পথ হাঁটিতেছি পৃথিবীর পথে, সিংহল সমুদ্র থেকে নিশীথের অন্ধকারে মালয় সাগরে অনেক ঘুরেছি আমি, বিম্বিসার অশোকের ধূসর জগতে। হাজার বছর ধরে আমি পথ হাঁটিতেছি, আলো অন্ধকারে যায়, মাথার ভিতরে স্বপ্ন নয় কোনো এক বোধ কাজ করে, স্বপ্ন নয় শান্তি নয় কোনো এক বোধ কাজ করে। মরার ঘুড়ির মতো ধরে আছাড় মারিতে যাই, জীবন্ত মাথার মতো ঘুরে, তবু সে মাথার চারিপাশে, তবু সে চোখের চারিপাশে। চুলটা কবেকার অন্ধকার বিদিশার দিশা। সুরঞ্জনা, ওইখানে যেও রাখো তুমি, বলো না কথা ওই যুবকের সাথে। ফিরে এসো সুরঞ্জনা, ফিরে এসো। মাটি পৃথিবীর টানে মানব জন্মের ঘরে কখন এসেছি, না এলেই ভালো হতো অনুভব করে। সব পাখি ঘরে আসে, সব নদী ঘুরায় জীবনে, সব লেনদেন। কাল রাতে ফাল্গুনের রাতের আধারে যখন গিয়েছে ডুবে পঞ্চমীর চাঁদ, মরিবার হলো তার স্বাদ, মরিবার হলো তার স্বাদ। প্রেম ছিল, আশা ছিল, জোছনায় তবু সে দেখিল। অসতের শাখা করেনি কি প্রতিবাদ, জোনাকির ভিড় এসে সোনালি ফুলে স্নিগ্ধ ঝাঁকে করেনি কি মাখামাখি। ধুর ধুরে অন্ধ প্যাঁচা এসে বলেনি কি, বুড়ি চাঁদ গেছে বুঝিবে না জলে ভেসে, বুড়ি চাঁদ গেছে বুঝিবে না জলে ভেসে। সব কাজ তুচ্ছ হয়, পণ্ড মনে হয়, সব চিন্তা প্রার্থনার সকল সময় শূন্য মনে হয়, শূন্য মনে হয়, শূন্য মনে হয়। শোনা গেল লাশ কাটা ঘাড়ে নিয়ে গেছে তারে।
Alright boys, good shot. Prepare for the next one. Please, point on the set. Everyone move back and take position. Light, camera rolling. Bother Machali, Obuduka, scene 10, take 1. And action!
This year, the Academy Board of Governors has voted to award an honorary Oscar to the great filmmaker Satyajit Ray.
মোদের আর কোনো কাজ নাই, কোনো কাজে না, আর কোনো কাজে নাই। মোরা ভূতের রাজার বরের জোরে, ভূতের রাজার বরের জোরে, বরের ভূত ছড়াই। মোদের আর কোনো কাজে নাই, কোনো কাজে নাই। শোনো কারেও যদি ভূতে ধরে, কারেও ধরে ভূতে ধরে, ওদের যেন খবর পাবে। কারেও যদি ভূতে ধরে, ওদের যেন খবর পাবে। দেশের রাজপ্রাসাদে মোদের ঠিকানায়, দেশের রাজপ্রাসাদে মোদের ঠিকানায়। ওরা আসবো দুজনায়, ওরা আসবো দুজনায়, ফিরে আসবো দুজনায়, আবার আসবো দুজনায়, 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 দুজনায়। চেনা চেনা লাগে তবু অচেনা, ভালোবাসো।
তোমার দিকে তাকিয়ে বলতে পারো এই আকাশ সুন্দরী তোমায় আমার তুমি নীলিমার দিকে তাকিয়ে বলতে পারো এই আকাশ আমার নীল আকাশ রবে নিরুত্তর মানুষ আমি চেয়ে দেখো নীল আকাশ রবে নিরুত্তর যদি তুমি বলো আমি একান্ত তোমার আমি তারায় তারায় রটিয়ে দেব তুমি আমি তারায় তারায় রটিয়ে দেব তুমি যোজনা লুটালে তুমি অধিকার দিয়ে বলতে পারো এই যোজনায়